What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new trailer breakdown, this time for Transformers The Last Knight, the 5th installment in the franchise's rocky recent history, and Michael Bay's 3rd time assuring us this is his last one. I don't believe you, dude. But this trailer, though, was actually pretty sick. I think I'm honestly more hyped for this movie than I've ever been, and a lot of that has to do with things revealed in the trailer, not necessarily the trailer itself. Most of the trailer is just action, so this might actually be a pretty short breakdown, but there are a few key things that I wanted to highlight, so without further ado, let's dive right in. Our trailer opens with the secret history of the Autobots, as Josh did a video on yesterday, that despite Optimus's repeated claims that the Autobots don't interfere with human history and development, that they've been doing it for centuries, all the way back to King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, and all that jazz. It was covered up, the entire ordeal then shrouded in legend and made to look like a fairy tale to downplay the Autobots' involvement, or as Hopkins describes it, to protect Earth from what was to come. Then what is exactly that secret threat, that phantom menace looming over humanity since those days? Well, we don't know, at least not yet, but the hot rumor for months has been Unicron, the big bad of the original Transformers animated movie and the villain I've wanted to see on screen since this whole shebang started back in 2007. But this trailer has actually cast some doubt on that, in my mind at least, and in fact, I don't think Unicron's going to be in this movie at all. But that brings us to the next scene, maybe the biggest and most important reveal in this action-packed trailer. In this scene, we see Optimus chained up, being interrogated or maybe judged by this much smaller being in a flowing robe. She calls him by name and asks if he wants redemption for his role in the fall of Cybertron, to which he responds he does and calls her his maker. Now, if you'll remember the end of the last movie, Optimus took off to the stars to find the creators of the Autobots and Decepticons and get to the bottom of the mystery of what they were doing on Earth all those years ago. Well, ta-da, you're looking at one of them right in this scene. In the original Transformers animated series, the creators of the Transorganics, those giant sentient transforming robots you know and love, were an alien race called the Quintessons, who were the original inhabitants of the planet-sized factory known as Cybertron. They created the Autobots as a line of laborers and domestic workers, and the Decepticons as soldiers and weapons of war, but they were exceptionally cruel masters, which eventually led to a rebellion of the Transformers gaining independence by ousting their creators from Cybertron. Since then, they've held quite a grudge against their unruly children, which kind of makes you wonder if that's why they're manipulating Optimus into hunting the Autobots, as we know they're probably manipulating Megatron the same way. Speaking of Megatron, we get a great look at him walking through the desert with red eyes like he usually has, and I note that because in the first poster released of Megatron, which Michael Bay posted to his Instagram some months ago, his eyes are purple, as if he's being controlled by the Quintessons too. So maybe once Optimus breaks the control, the creator's second choice for a henchman is the reborn Megatron. We do see a scene later in the trailer of Megatron and Optimus going toe-to-toe, but Optimus is still controlled judging by the color of his eyes. Moving on to our next scene, set to the backdrop of Anthony Hopkins talking about two worlds colliding, we see whatever mechanical device the Quintessons are sending to Earth crashing through the moon, dragging some mechanical debris with it. It might just be me, but that looks an awful lot like the ancient Transformers ship on the dark side of the moon from Transformers 3, and I'm not sure that'll have anything to do with the movie, but it does look like a neat little Easter egg. In our next few shots, we see Mark Wahlberg's Cade Yeager and new character Professor Vivian Wembley, played by Laura Haddock, exploring what looks like an ancient ruin, maybe the tomb of the Arthurian-era Autobots. Whatever they find, it looks like they activate, raising it out of the water and leading to our next few action shots, the Bumblebee vs. Evil Optimus action, while Cade tries with no success to reason Optimus out of beating Bumblebee to bits. There's also a little interaction between Josh Duhamel making his return to the series and Wahlberg that makes it seem like at a certain point there will be a mission primarily centered around capturing and attempting to free Optimus from his mind control, so just another thing to look out for in the movie. One of the last big things I want to talk about is exactly what the Quintessons are planning to do with Earth. We see they successfully bring their massive machine, whatever it is, to the surface, and it starts absolutely laying into the planet. At one point late in the trailer, Evil Optimus tells Professor Wembley that for his planet to live, hers must die, which definitely suggests whatever they're doing to the planet, Earth won't be able to come back from. The obvious answer in my mind is that the creators, who laid a layer of transformium around the planet 65 million years before the events of Age of Extinction as shown in that movie's prologue, have come back to collect. But whether they're just harvesting the Transformium for use elsewhere or removing the layers of Earth's crust on top of it to get to it and terraform the planet for their own purposes remains to be seen. That's going to do it for this breakdown though. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything I missed in the trailer and what you're expecting out of the movie. Are you excited for this? Are you not? Did this trailer sway your opinion at all? Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on notifications to be alerted every time we release a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.